Nichols, a 4-year starter at Eastern Washington. Second down, he has some time, looks the out, and dangerous pass. Keon Raymond, the veteran, over there in coverage against the intended target, Dobson Collins.
When you're a defensive back playing against a young quarterback, especially in his first start, you can anticipate and jump the first look. You don't expect a young quarterback to look off a receiver. He's going to try and lock in. He wants to be accurate on the throw. So Keon Raymond, the veteran, is going to just break on that ball hard, not worry about double moves, at least early in this game, while Matt Nichols tries to get settled in.
Davis Reed with his first tough decision of this game, opting not to try a 47, 48-yard field goal. Instead, Grant Shaw will punt and look to pin. Or maybe even fake. And now he'll pooch kick it downfield and have him bounce inside the 10. And it's fielded there, and the newcomer Armstead should have let that one bounce a little deeper.
Yep.
That was an issue for the Eskimos on their last visit here.
Grant Shaw is going to take this and take a look and see if he gets the outside and maybe a fake here. And when he doesn't get the corner, he's going to pooch kick it. Now, Jason Armstead, if you're on the 10-yard line and or inside the 10, you've got to start thinking about, should I give up a safety or give up, not a safety, but give up a single point on this play? He elects not to, and now Calgary starts deep in their end.
Backed up, John Cornish time, and Cornish tripped up as he crossed the line of scrimmage by TJ Hill, and a gain of 2 for John Cornish.
Defensively, the Edmonton Eskimos, we've talked about all their changes. So Armando Sewell is the one guy in that middle that's had some success, and maybe they can follow him by example. 5 sacks, 1 already tonight. There's J.C. Sherritt with his 101 tackles already on the year, and Joe Burnett has been one of the top newcomers to the league defensive back.
2nd and 8, Glenn from his end zone, his pass complete, and a clutch first down for Robbie Bryant, who had 5 for 96 in the Labor Day rematch against Edmonton, his best total of the season.
Gutsy pass down in your own end here from Kevin Glenn. I mean, he's going to throw this out, and there's a little bit of traffic over there. Player underneath in Clint Kent, and then you have the secondary breaking hard downhill on an out route, and Kevin Glenn bang on the money on it.
Valuable piece of real estate, 17 yards. First down and some breathing room as the Stamps go double tight end. And here's Cornish, and the Eskimos waiting for John Cornish once again. Got some newcomers in there, including Alex Daniels, number 72, making his Canadian Football League debut.
Well, you mentioned the injuries. Marcus Howard gave it a try with the hamstring last week. He couldn't finish. Ted Laurent's been out 5 games. Julius Williams out 3. And they're trying to patch this D-line together. So far, they played pretty well up front. It's early in this game, but it's a good start.
And up out of his stance early, Jamichael Dean, the right tackle. How about 15 different defensive linemen suiting up for the Eskimos here in week 12?
That really is amazing.
Calgary number 64. 5-yard penalty. We'll repeat 2nd down. We'll hold the clock.
Rashad Jonty, Claude wrote, no longer with the team. The rest of those on the right column are injured, including probably your de facto starters if everybody was healthy.
Well, absolutely. Ted Laurent still leads the team with 5 sacks, and he's missed 5 games.
No sympathy from Calgary, though. We'll get to that later. They are second in using defensive linemen this year. Out of the backfield, here's Cornish. And John Cornish will get drilled just beyond the 20-yard line. But that will bring up a 3rd down.
Sorry, Chris. The one throw from Kevin Glenn to Robbie Bryant got a little field position, maybe enough here so that Calgary can kick it away. I mean, that 17-yard gain is important. You don't have to think about giving up the safety in 2 points, but can kick it away.
So the Eskimo defense has started with a snarl after holding the BC Lions last week to 19 points. Neighbors boot. And here's Burnett at his 46, dropped the football, and the Eskimos are able to get it back with Burnett.
Has begun. Jerome Messam in the game for his first series. Edmonton, a healthy scratch last week. Corey Boyd had 6 for 28. Jerome Messam's turn tonight.
Boyd out, early movement. Looked like the right tackle was first to move. Dylan Steenbergen, the former Calgary Dinosaur. But we'll wait to get an official call from Glenn Johnson.
Procedure, Edmonton number 62. 5-yard penalty, repeat, first down.
And it is the Lethbridge, Alberta product. Steenbergen at right tackle, and Scott Mitchell makes his first start at left guard. So it's a reworked offensive line too for Edmonton. First and 15. Short drop. Looking for Shamad Chambers, who makes the catch up against Fred Bennett on the corner.
Nice throw to the back shoulder of Shamad Chambers. And this is the Matt Nichols. Nice accuracy, because this is deliberate to throw it behind Chambers and have him react. Doesn't hesitate, quick decision, and to that back shoulder.
16 and a first down to the rookie out of Laurier, and here's Jerome Messam just tripped up. That looked dangerous, and Junior Turner prevents a huge gain for Messam as the Bishop's defensive end brings him down.
Oh, you're right about that, Chris. Junior Turner, he redirects himself to catch Jerome Messam here, or Messam is off to the races. The next guy he sees is Eric Fraser, the safety. Just tripped up.
2nd and 3. Another short drop for Nichols, and the pass delivered low and incomplete. Wanted Messam out of the backfield.
Malik Jackson right there underneath that throw. Remember, it was Malik Jackson got that early pressure, almost resulted in an interception to Juwan Simpson. And as expected for a young quarterback in his first start, he's going to that first option immediately. And so far, Calgary has had a pretty good jump on that, been close to a couple balls. So far, Matt Nichols 2 for 5 in this game.
Well, we mentioned the Eskimos' struggles on the defensive line, keeping people healthy, and now Calgary with yet another injured D lineman. That's the newcomer Michael Stover in his first game cut in training camp, but with all the injuries on the Calgary defensive line, Stover called back, playing for DeMonte Bolden, and they're looking at his left ankle.
Well, it's almost as bad as the Edmonton situation. You think about Chris McCoy, who had 3 sacks for the team when he was injured. Torrey Davis part of that. Kevin Dixon was in there. Justin Phillips hurt. I mean, it's almost the same as the Edmonton situation on the defensive line. In fact, there's a few teams.
And the only guy on the right side, Torrey Davis, traded to Hamilton. The rest of that group on the injured list, and most of them on the 9-game.
That's that time of year. Saskatchewan's going through some injuries on their D-line. They'll play the BC Lions tomorrow. It's that time of year. Teams are getting banged up. The backups come in. This is where your depth comes through. And the importance of your general manager bringing that depth in.
So Shaw again, they send him out to punt and not try a 52-yarder. And he'll look for the corner again, bouncing that one down inside the 10. And there's Armstead legging it out, and a late flag flies. And it looks like that's going against Calgary. CFL on TSN is brought to you by Nissan. Innovation that excites. And field position's been a story here for Calgary in the first quarter.
Yeah, this one's going against Calgary. A late hit here for Malik Jackson as Grant Shaw gets shoved out of bounds. The Calgary Stampeders early in the year had some discipline issues. Came to too many penalties. They were pretty good last week, though. Just 5 for 25 yards. All procedure calls last week, so they got away from the unnecessary roughness, but a bad decision by Malik Jackson there puts his offense in a hole.
So the Stamps have had field position starts at the 3 and now the 2 here in this first quarter. Direct snap, John Cornish. Getting a little closer to 1,000. Came into the game, the leading rusher in the CFL, and 53 yards away when the night started. And that's 7 for Cornish.
Coming off a week where in Saskatchewan, Corey Chamberlain made a little guarantee and challenged his defense to hold John Cornish under 100. He did that. His defense came through for him, just 67 rushing a week ago.
John Cornish might be faster tonight, a little lighter in the pocket. Look after
moon over mosaic.
Yes. A fine for getting a little too personal with the fans.
Oh boy.
Glenn in trouble, and down he goes. There is a flag. That's Sean Lemon with the pressure. And this Eskimo front is revved up. Jermaine Reed in a defensive tackle, and let's see who the penalty's on.
Offside. Edmonton, number 35. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Big penalty against defensive halfback Weldon Brown.
Oh, it is big because Calgary got deep right around the 2-yard line. Last play, Sean Lemon was not blocked.
Double tight ends, first down, more flags. Glenn takes a shot for Forzani, and Johnny Forzani brings it down. Outfighting Rod Williams, who ended up with the football, but unlike a play on Monday, that simultaneous catch is legitimately going to the offense.
Well, we have the regular refs, and this is offside Calgary, I believe.
Offside. Calgary, number 80.
Wow.
5-yard penalty. Repeat, first down.
And how often is it the guy whose number is called is the culprit?
Well, and as big a penalty, if not bigger than that, by Weldon Brown a play ago for the Edmonton Eskimos. This time Johnny Forzani, he had his offense out of the hole with a nice catch on the post, but was offside.
Forzani led Calgary in receiving last week in Saskatchewan. Had a touchdown in the last game against Edmonton. So first and 15, Cornish inside, and John Cornish gets stacked up and tossed back. Boy, they're loading up to stop number 9 in this first quarter.
Well, you know, J.C. Sherritt's going to be pretty fired up. 101 tackles on the season. He just needs 5 a game now to set the all-time record, finish out the regular season. That's set by Calvin Tiggle. He's going to be fired up. He was nicked in the Labor Day game when these two teams played the first time this year. Still played well, had 8 tackles in that game. There's the all-time record holder, and Calvin Tiggle did it in Toronto in '94.
And 17 away from the team record held by Willie Pless. There's Nick Lewis on a second down catch and conversion, and he's the league leader in that department. Nick Lewis, and with that catch now 14th on the all-time list as he passes another on the ladder up, this time Earl Winfield.
Well, and clutch because he gets the first down, and Nick Lewis is going way inside here and then just finding that soft spot in behind the linebacking core. Just kind of turns out and sits there and picks up another key first down, the 22nd time this year he's done that.
Here's Cornish, 10 yards on the game prior to this carry, and a little more there as he gets up to the 35 and has 9.
Needs some big plays to get that field position back, and that was one for Nick Lewis, who now passes Earl Winfield, now 10,130 yards. Should be able to catch Tommy Joe Coffey if he stays healthy this year. And the next guy to pass is a moving target. We don't have him on this list, but it's Arlen Bruce in BC, and he continues to rack up the yards.
Double tight end.
Nick Lewis started the season 26 short yardage team out for Levi Mitchell. And it looked like the initial surge enough, and there's J.C. Sherritt to grab the quarterback and toss him back. Eastern Washington against Eastern Washington.
Mentioned he needs 5 tackles per game to get the record. He's well over that of the season.
A little bit of a limp on the middle linebacker. And you mentioned it, he has been hobbled of late, and that doesn't look good.
Trying to stay in there. He was fighting it to stay in the huddle.
So Simone Lawrence will check in. So another injury concern at the Edmonton sideline. First down, Glenn back in, and that one almost picked off. A dangerous pass, and Weldon Brown got a paw on it, looking for his first pick of the year after 5 last season.
Boy, he got a nice jump out of the break here. As you can see him just to the left of your screen working on Nick Lewis. And you've got to believe every defensive halfback or that adjusting linebacker who has 82, especially on second down, gets the big wide eyes and knows the ball's coming in his direction.
Eskimos did not have an interception last week after 9 consecutive games of 2 or more. Here's a throwback to the near side. Markway McDaniel will stumble, and he won't be able to advance for a first down up at the 38-yard line. 9 plays to work it just shy of the 40, and so Calgary works its way out of a big hole again, but they'll have to punt.
But they're chipping away, Chris, and the Edmonton Eskimos have not been able to take advantage in this first quarter of their superior field position, and it's been big time when you talk about where Calgary's had to start from. But they're chipping away, getting a little more field position back, and this punt should help in that regard.
Here's Mabern. Not much of a wind here tonight, and that ball fielded for some reason by a Stampeder. It bounced into Donovan Robinson's hands, and Robinson, a newcomer to the Canadian Football League, decided he'd down the football. Wrong league, Donovan.
And that hurts that field position that they just clawed back out of. And the Calgary Stampeders.
And Mark Killam, the special teams guy,
said, okay,
coach will come over and just remind him.
We covered a lot of things, you know what?
No yards. Interference. Calgary number 46. 15-yard penalty. First down. We'll have another play.
Mark Killam saying, I thought I covered everything that you needed to know coming in, except, oh, by the way, we don't down him here. You got to give 5 yards. And that's a 15-yard penalty.
He took that confidently, didn't he?
Yes, he did. Because it looked like it was going to bounce back. He didn't want to lose any field position.
So again, the Eskimos, great field position start. Final play, first quarter. From the Calgary 54, they fake to Charles. And the pass incomplete. Intended for the fullback, Darcy Brown. So we played 15 minutes in the opening quarter. Third meeting of the year between the Alberta rivals. Tough defense and no scoring after one.